Onivia, League of Legends highlights.
So obvious.
Yeah, you know, he's hovering a lot of picks, and you're exactly on the money. There were a lot of things he could have gone for, right? You consider the Leona, but Gragas alongside the Kalista has been a nice duo.
You have a lot of setup with
which will be useful for when the Rift Herald spawns. But right now, yep, here's that kick you were talking about, and it's straight into the arms of the Jace, and Khan with the flash, but he's not able to get close enough. And that will be first blood given over to the...
Really playing this early game quite well around this Kalista bot.
Take a look at this. Effort.
Once again.
He's coming up to the top side, and he's reading this play. I mean, Canyon, he hasn't done anything all game, and look at this. Finally, they read the play, and now Effort's here, but is it enough on time? He flashes in, but it's still not able to land the stun, and Summit will still go down. It does not matter. Fade is not able to follow up either, so the gank is aside, and we're just going to trade turrets. And as you mentioned, it's about where that gold goes. As we're having Beryl go in there, now 4 members of Damwon rather, are thinking about diving the bottom side. They will back off on that as the pick on the top. They're going for Khan, and he survived for a very long time, but he will not anymore, as they're able to dive deep enough, and Khan with no flash had no escape and way to get out.
Yeah, and what Liiv SANDBOX are trying to accomplish with this is they're saying it's okay for Kalista to be camped here. She might die, in fact. Teleport and Twisted Fate coming in.
Yeah, everybody's down on the bottom side. We're not looking for any deaths, and Ghost is in a ton of trouble, and the cask is perfect. No Devour for you, because the Abyssal Dive is pretty funny, but oh, he's actually even going to flash. He might actually get out of here now, as the Jace is trying to follow up, and they're just going to get Rise, Diana, and Camille. Scale, right? You just list every single person there and you're not happy. As Beryl, he's not happy. Everybody's ganging up on him, and he was just trying to get vision. He had Aphelios there. It was just the 2 of them. They were just trying to poke their heads in, and then all of a sudden, the blind Lee Sin comes in and is able to pick him off, and that's another big kill for Graco.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, as Beryl here, it's a bit of a catch-22 problem, because if you don't gain any sort of vision here, how many people are doing the Drake? You know they're doing the Drake, but how many people are there? How many bodies are on that? How many are going to maybe push bottom and try to grab that turret? Like, you want to get some sort of information. And if they're going to set up a trap as well, you know, you want to have a little bit more advanced warning. Maybe if they aren't on the Drake, like if it's some weird, crazy scenario where you catch Liiv SANDBOX at a weird timing, you could look for something. So there's a million reasons
for that objective, right? And if they're not, you can't just go in there alone and try to get vision. And Aphelios isn't going to help you, of course, so... It was a nice pick from Krakow, but you got to be sure about some of your decisions here, as Summit runs very far up, as Showmaker will actually stay. Yeah, this is going to turn into a 3-on-2 very quickly. Effort is around. The root is there for long, and you're never getting a Ray from Rise with the Everfrost. As he'll lock you down into the stun. No chance for
Unfortunately, no objective to take with this advantage they have, but it's a lot of money.
Look at this play. Okay. Like it from Damwon. You get the Moonlight Vigil with the Gravitum to set that one up, and then Realm Warp for the follow-up. No flash for
line here in this game. Even though they're 3,000 gold behind, what their comp is going to be able to accomplish later on is why they should feel very comfortable as wow.
I like this. The setup for the Devour was perfect from Beryl. It means he might be in some trouble, but he does have the flash. But Liiv SANDBOX, they're persistent. Still on the chase here. Krakow says we can still go, but the turnaround is big as they're going to pick off Krakow. And now the TP coming in. Khan trying to set up the kill onto Prince, but he can't quite do it as Effort's there to help him with the body slam, and Prince is still alive, doing so much damage, but now Showmaker finally gets here. And this will mean that Liiv SANDBOX need to get out of here, but Summit, no hope for him.
This is a huge turning point.
Up right on time.
This is a huge turning point. This is actually where Damwon and Kia are going to make a big, big play. And like, it's... I mean, now taking Baron is not out of the question. They're actually going to teleport here and commit to it because they have that advantage right now. Liiv SANDBOX are going to lose a ton of control over this game, and this teleport in here is so desperate right now because you're outnumbered here as Liiv SANDBOX. You've got a Twisted Fate and a Gragas. No one else can even be nearby.
3 guys on the Baron. You see that Everfrost not going to come in. Low health bars here for Damwon, but they still believe they can do it. They have the smite, and they will pick it off, and now Beryl's here right on time. And this is what happens when you try to contest 2v4 and you have no smite.
You have no smite. I mean, this is not realistic. Oh, Krakow He's going to have to wait for that cooldown. I don't think he's going to get it.
Yeah, I don't really know what to say about that one.
That was this is a disaster, and this is the kind of thing like the people say because you're between a rock and a hard place, realm warp to follow, and then you try to contest Baron because you're like, oh my god, if they get Baron, we lose control of the game. They have better scaling. Like, I understand this decision because if this Baron goes over, that's basically game. Like in considering the compositions.
Barrel's super tanky now. Liiv SANDBOX, they're getting desperate. They're looking for any picks that they can get. It's Croco. Yeah, you've got some cool items, but they're not helping you now. Remember, Croco was 4-0. Now he's 4-3.
Summit's getting an inhibitor turret, meanwhile. So that's
casually, yeah.
It's a lot of money going over to him that he desperately needs as he tries to finish his Muramana, but at the same time, because he cannot actually get the inhibitor, what Damwon gets is way more valuable, and his presence here, the poke that he could have to maybe set up for an engage, I think would have been better spent here. But either way, Damwon are looking for an inhibitor.
This is Damwon we're talking about. You give them an inch, they're going to take it a mile.
Try to trade turrets, and then at the short term, you're going to trade fairly evenly, but in the long term, this gold here isn't going to matter as much as Damwon's gold because their comp is going to prevent the retreat because he's got his Everfrost online. He can stun anyone who tries to get out of the squishies there, trying to avoid those shock blasts. If those start hitting, you can actually commit to the fight. He's going to commit the gold card now. Oh, actually dodged. He wanted to. Oh, it's so difficult to actually execute this as Liiv SANDBOX. You have threats.
Here we go. Rise ultimate straight in. They call the bluff. The second they fall out of vision from the mid lane. And do they have the damage is the question. And we got Croco. So. He's got that Q. The stun is going to lock him in, and that's going to be enough. The Baron will come in for the side of Damwon as the Moonfall isn't fantastic, as they now are able to get in there with the Fate's Call. But look at this, Aphelios Ghost is just going ham now, able to root 3 people with that Gravitum, and that might just be enough as in comes Khan. Summit's never able to do enough. He's trying so hard, him and Fate, but in the 5v5, they are just going to get dominated at this point in the game. The Baron and a huge team fight going to the hands of Damwon.
That commitment into Damwon's jungle was really the first domino to fall. That was a set of dominoes falling apart here for Liiv SANDBOX, where Damwon are able to get objective after objective map control. The composition comes online, and you could see Liiv SANDBOX started to choke a little bit. Croco going into that Dragon Pit looking for Ghost. He ends up dying. A lot of small mistakes, a lot of desperation here. And it's not a good look for the beginning of this best of 3, and it's not a great look heading into playoffs. We'll see if they can shore it up after this first game, but Damwon with a very dominant mid to late game.
Yep, all I gotta do is hit the Nexus. They're not gonna make any mistake about that. Down it goes. And a lot of pristine score lines here for the side.